Hello, 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 all you beautiful souls. So today's, first I want to say I'm Cheyenne. I'm an ascension guide, as well as the author of the Sacred Soul Codex, and I help people come into alignment with themselves, come into alignment with their souls, come into alignment with their true essence and the reason why they are even here on Earth, why they chose to incarnate again. And I want to go over today fantasies on your soul journey and how it's actually fear-based push energy and pushes you further and further and further away from your own soul. So many of us, we grow up in the 3D reality, or we just grow up in reality, right? And it's very normal to fantasize, very normal to think about how things might be in the future, or what it might be like to marry a certain person or have a certain job, or you start getting in your head and your mind, and maybe you're having all these sexual fantasies about you and another person, and you're getting all in your head about it, you're getting all excited, you start getting all these feel good feelings, you start feeling it, you're like, oh, I can only imagine what that would be like. You start feeling it. And I want to say that on your soul journey, this is fear-based energy. And the reason being is because it takes you away from your soul. It takes you away from your direct experience of yourself, right? So when you're getting in your mind or you're like fantasizing about something, what does that mean? That means you probably want something. You want to feel something. You're imagining that whatever you're fantasizing about is able to give you something, especially when it involves another person. That means that you want something from that other person based on what your imagination of that is, or what that person is, or what that person can bring to you, or different things that we've been conditioned as to what things are. You are thinking about that and believing that that certain image or that certain thing can and will give something to you. And I'm here to tell you that in the divine truth, it can't, it never will, it never did, truly. It really never did. It just pushed you farther away from yourself. But it's impossible for any of those fantasies or things that you think in your mind that you just like ruminate and, imagine. It's impossible for any of those things to ever make you feel what you truly are, which is your soul. It can never make you feel whole and complete. And the reason for this is because your energy is pushing out. So when you are fantasizing about something and really thinking about something and creating this whole picture about it in your mind, your energy is being pushed out, pushed out, pushed out, and you're pushing it onto whatever that you're thinking about. For example, if it's another person, you're fantasizing about another person, you're pushing your energy out onto that other person, which means that you're not aware of yourself. You're not being conscious of yourself. You're placing your consciousness, you're placing your energy outside of you. So then whatever you are fantasizing about, if it pertains to a person, you are making up stories, expectations, different roles, or different beliefs and ideas onto this certain image as to what it is, right? Which is all your energy pushing out, because you can't feel your own soul when you engage in that. And I know in a 3D it's very common, very normal for many of us, who before we embarked on our soul journey or had a spiritual awakening, to do these things, to engage in this way in the world. Even, many people I know, they fantasized before about people and had different ideas about people and different beliefs about other people and what that was supposed to mean. But as you start balancing your energy through the soul alignment process, you start realizing how simple that the truth is. It's not easy to implement and choose yourself every day on this level, because again, they teach us that all these things are normal, but it's not normal. But you start realizing, and this is not in a shamey way, but I had this realization for myself that it was almost sick. It feels like icky, right? And this is not to shame anyone, right? Because when you're in the throes of your fear-based energy, it feels good. You get that hit or whatever. But then the further that you push yourself away from yourself, and the more that you place all these ideals onto something outside of you, it's like this other living, breathing human essence is is fit into this box, into what you want it to be, to feel something, right? And it feels sticky. It feels like icky, you know, once you start balancing your energy and you're like, wow, I can't believe it, right? Not only did I not feel my own soul, not only did I not feel myself as whole and complete and worthy of love and a conscious being, a living, breathing, human, deserving being, but I also, you know, place these things on this other being who has their own journey, who has their own life, who is their own person. And I just couldn't see that at the moment because I just wanted, you know, quick feelings or whatever, right? And that's how the fear-based energy works, and how it works in many situations in our world. You know, people, they have different expectations or different fantasies about their partners or different jobs or careers or whatever that they want in the world, and they're just like really fantasizing about that a lot. And then if that fantasy doesn't live up to what they had in their minds, well, then they get mad or upset, or it's like, you're not, you know, giving me what I want, kind of thing, right? And so it's normal in the 3D, but on this journey, that on your soul journey, that is not going to work, because again, that's all your fear-based energy pushing out into the universe. And when you connect to soul, you want to get out of that. You want to not feed it. Don't feed the fantasies. Don't feed, you know, the stories that are coming up. Don't feed it. Just do not feed it, because it's not true. And anytime that you do engage in it and feed it, you get that quick little high, and you get that, you know, you lay back and you start thinking, or, you know, anytime that you're engaging in those things, you're pushing your soul farther and farther and farther away. You're holding yourself back from true love. You're holding yourself back from simple love that you could experience in every moment, where you could feel for yourself what the truth is, right? And no longer have to depend on the future or the past, or making up fake scenarios to feel something, right? This is for you. This journey is for you to return back to love. So I just wanted to, you know, make this video. Fantasies are fear-based energy. And, you know, it's not really fair to you, you know, to have to live in fantasies to feel something. And no matter what the fantasy is, all of it is made up, all of it's not true, and all of it is based on conditioning or things that you've learned, or what you believe and think about what you're looking at, and what it's supposed to give us, right, to validate us or make us feel worthy, right, because we achieve this fantasy, or this fantasy could happen for us, right? And that's all fear-based energy, because your soul is already perfect. Your soul is already complete. Your soul doesn't need any extra sensory feeling in the world. It really doesn't need that. It already has everything contained within you. Now, to do that, you have to do a vibrational alignment process. There is a process to do this. And it's actually quite simple. It's very difficult to implement long term. It is very difficult for people, just because this is committing to yourself on each and every level. I mean, even if you just watch my other videos, how many people in your life, even, or even you, do you know, would even go this deep into themselves to not just meditate for 40 minutes a day, or not just do a simple practice and live their life in the same way, but actually say, I am committed to myself at the vibrational soul level completely, in each and every second, to no longer feeding my fear, and to feeling myself as I am in every single second. You can't name many people who are on this soul journey, right? And so it's a difficult thing to implement long term, because as you're moving through the world, you're gonna face challenges. You're gonna face, you know, maybe triggering people or pissing people off, or, you know, people that you do not understand at all. And that's fine that they don't understand, but it may make you have more fears about the journey that you're on, even though you know you're feeling great, even though you know that this is the truth, even though you have confirmations from the universe that people just, you know, they would, are you crazy? Are you a magician or something, you know? But you know that this is truth. But those fears are gonna come up for you, right? So I just wanna add that in. Anything that I say that I'm teaching from pure vibrational truth, it has to be done through the soul alignment process. It works 100% of the time because it is divine truth. However, Most people are not committed to doing this yet. Everyone will have to go through this process when their soul is ready, but most people are not committed to doing it yet, and that's fine. It's totally okay. But if you go out there and you try everything that doesn't work, or if you go to another guy that promises soul alignment, simply they just won't be able to do it because they're still in their fear-based energy, and they don't know it. They're not aware of it. And so this is really a journey about you loving yourself, coming back to yourself, coming back to the truth, and no longer being in fear-based energy. So yeah, if you're fantasizing and, you know, thinking about the future and thinking about the way things could be or should be, or all the things that you will have, and you're just like imagining all of these things, then that is all your fear-based energy. And what many people find is even after they get those things that they imagine, that they feel that they want, that they feel that whatever that they're doing will give them, it feels like nothing after a while. They need something more. They need something different to fantasize about. And especially when it pertains to another person. I mean, like I said, as you balance into your soul energy, you'll realize like how icky that is. You know, not in a shameful way, but you'll realize like how disconnected you were from your own soul, and you'll be able to appreciate other beings just for being, and realize all those ways that you were, you know, projecting energy onto other beings, and you couldn't even see what was beyond that. You couldn't even see at that time, but it's because you couldn't see yourself, right? So this journey allows you to finally see yourself at the core and love yourself for who you truly are, and be able to, in turn, love other beings, and other beings love you too. So yeah, goodbye.